you know, but to be cringe is to be free.
Yes.
So we love it. Ooh,
Right.
agent select, guys. I see.
Sage. Okay.
Hopping in Sage.
Okay, we got a Jazzy Jet. Okay, we get to see the raise on the other end.
Jazzy is on duelist.
Wait,
Yay.
Let's go.
what is going on?
Elaborate. What is going on,
They don't
Ash?
have an initiator, bro. What are we?
I mean,
are we-
Jazzy's gonna dash in and get info, obviously.
True. I mean,
And
I
4
guess
kills.
you do have like the flashes for Exter. You've got the Omen paranoia as well. But I'm like, information is gonna be a tough ask depending on how KRLY look to play on the attacking side first.
I believe. You don't need information if you're getting kills. So we'll see how it shakes up. There's going to be a lot of good stuff here, a lot of good stuff to determine what comps coming out on top, what team, and if truly hitting the 6-7 before the performance makes or breaks it. It's time to find out. Head into the map. Alexis, thank you again so much. Best of luck in your match later. Let's head into this one and send it to your casters, Marks and Tenric.
6-7.
Thanks, Sierra. So, Marks, you and I predicted KRLY on to take this map,
Yeah.
and Alexis predicted Egster to drop 65 with, as Ash mentioned, no initiator here
Oh
on
my
Split.
goodness.
They're starting on defense, though. Hey, never doubt. And I gotta say, I'm
Oh,
also
boy.
really happy to see Jazzy on the Jet. Very reminiscent of the old days where she simply owned this map in GCNA.
Yeah, 100%. Like Jazzy going back onto the duelist again. Obviously, they were talking about the Rays, but coming back onto the Jet, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen here. And I need to comment on the death segment that just happened with the whole 6-7 connection to the win, because outside of this, I am a statistician, and I was losing my mind hearing about how maybe your left hand for the 6-7 gesture might be able to win it out. Well, the way I see it right now,
It's all
we
scientific.
just saw it's 100% scientific. We just saw NVFQ hit the 6-7. KRLY, they locked in this time. And I'm going to tell you, comparatively, Winthrop Shopify were hitting the 6-7 a lot harder than KRLY. So I wonder whether or not it's just the passion of the 6-7 resulting in the loss. That's the only way that I can rationalize it in my brain on the
Yeah.
stage right now. But
Yeah,
regardless.
statisticize.
I'm not going to lie, had to air that grievance. Otherwise, I was going to simply implode.
Yeah,
But-
after that death segment, you just had to be one minor discrepancy that I noticed in what we were talking about when it came to who had their supercharged 6-7 active at the time.
But
Yeah,
like,
you gotta watch Thea and Jazzy then. They
Yeah.
have the most recent. They still got the aura surrounding them. So
yeah, and I really like the highlight that we got there, that that NVFQ don't have an initiator here, and I actually think that is going to be something that will probably bite them in the back. Of course, we do expect Egster to hit that 65 kills. It'll be kind of crazy. That could be your initiation, all this. But it's still a lot more difficult to do that without good information, at least clearing out some of those corners, which Egster is really good at navigating to the back of some of these sites, navigating in these awkward spaces, but then we'll now manually have to clear things out. Otherwise, it could be caught by surprise. So, very curious to see how this one shakes out here. But Egster, well, going to be getting his first kill out of 65.
yeah, long road ahead. But yeah, Benji poking out on that B door, but that does sell the pivot. So NVFQ are going to turn tail. Keep only Jazzy's eyes on B main. As the toxic screen goes back up and NVFlyQuest continue to try and play preventative first and then for that big fight second. But with the toxic screen of Munch's own, try to take a little bit of space back. Eve is ahead of it, and they're going to keep on walking it down. Michaela already pressured away down the ramp. And time is running low for this plan. KRLY on, though, will get it down on that B site, and NVFQ will start that pivot. Mephisto way choked up on this raise. Mayhaps a little too much so. That paint shells is going to have to get used early, and Extra is just going to run through it. The paint shells won't do all that much before that raise is taken care of. 4v2 on the retake is NVFQ. Single file down that dirt. Hoppin, the first to go. Joe only good for that 1-for-1 trade. Michaela in the clutch, 66 HP, smoke protecting, halfway through, paranoia out. This is done. NVFQ grab round 1.
Hey, at least able to get a kill on the way out there, but that, you know, like we're talking about the NVFlyQuest squad coming together here. First time on the stage, and you can tell they're feeling a little bit more comfortable with them, but that felt like such an envy round. And like the way that we just see them all single file run from one side of the map to the other are just so confident that they'll be able to find the individual kills it's that level of confidence that you could tell maybe felt a little bit disjointed on the last series that we saw them play. But now it's coming back, and well, if they continue to play like this, I mean, I've got a really good feeling for NVFlyQuest.
A fantastic start. Just continue playing off of yourself. Who needs the information?
Poison's off.
DP up, get a quick crunch. That's a great misdirection to at least take care of Eve, but the double up is there. So if Paranoia will get used to scope out Jazzy, Michaela's gonna try and chase it down just a tiny bit, force the conversation back over to this empty B site.
And now KRLY on. Find a couple of those kills there, but need to make something else happen. They do have the weaponry now. We get to see Joe have that stinger in hand, making this push just a little bit more deadly, but it's gonna be Jazzy with the outlaw in hand, backing up actually, giving a little bit of space to provide that position.
Haunts out, atop, first drop down, doubled angle, is it taken onto Jazzy, and she'll grab her twofer with that outlaw. Clean as can be. Joe, at least with the backstab to turn this back to a 2v2, but with that stinger, he can't really work that mid-distance, and so Poppin and Thea can just take it on back and make it 2-0.
Yeah, and nicely done from them that time around. It's just honestly, like, the spacing that kind of worked out there, you could tell it got a little bit awkward, but things kind of working out for them in the end here. And yeah, it's this chaotic start with, which really gave KRLY a chance to really be able to kind of make this one back. Jazzy kind of going nuts with it as well as the double drop down here. But Joe really just finding that spacing in the back line to, you know, make it so that it was a lot more of a possible round here. But NVFlyQuest, they find their second round. Now it's going to be the full buy-up as Benji able to find a very early kill. Jazzy going down in the midst of all of that. It's a standstill in mid, but utility will be traded as Thea going up.
You're just kicking off the B peak, and yeah, Thea trying to twist the knife to maybe get away with a backstab, but turn back onto, and there's no support system. All good, though. Very chill round here for NVFlyQuest. I'll,
A bit of
spread thin.
reposition now.
Poppin, it's very strange how he's had to play this, because you know he's been wanting to use his slow orbs just to prevent the pushes, but at the same time, Envy want to choke up on the fights so consistently that it's tough to find a good timing window for him to use this util so far. Spray through the screen. You just enter through this, right? Yeah, Mephisto with the blast packs, but nobody's escorted, so you got to use the C's, and even then, Poppin's undeterred. He'll keep turning. He'll grab 3. An extra's work is cut to a minimum to grant NVFlyQuest the round. And brother, you're talking about Envy rounds. That was an Envy round.
Yeah, that 100%. You're like, look, all of this utility. Surely they'll be deterred now. Surely they'll back up and play a safer angle. And instead, Poppin just runs out and is like, what if I just crouched and held that left mouse button down and just sprayed them down? Mephisto satcheling right into that crossfire there. And Poppin just doubling back for more. Extra just on the other side as well, providing that covering fire. And yeah, it's just do not falter, do not back off for a second. And that is what we know NV4. And it looks like they're bringing that energy right back into this tournament.
Joe just running it down. Jazzy quickly steps back in for that first duel. Good push by Joe to at least guarantee that space. Seems like you've fully fielded it away, but even then, you're still a little terrified to push in. Mephisto has to kind of slow it down, and it's got to stay noisy. This lurk from Benji is also far back, but he'll hear the steps, and Eve cornered by Mephisto on the re-entry. So Stack has got to redouble up. Oh, but Benji has finally made his way back because he was never detected. Of all the rounds for KRLY to grab.
Cover going out.
Thrifty.
Good stuff.
Yeah. You could,
Like from the
just
very
see
beginning there, like Joe just deciding to like take that distance.
It's you can tell there's the intention right now from KRLY to try and play forwards a little bit, right? Like catch them off guard, try and be able to find those timings there and kind of making that one work. And it works out perfectly for them. They're able to just crunch them down completely. The NV FlyQuest methodology here is we want to make sure that we're moving around. We want to make sure that we're taking that space, except when they're not too sure where all of the players are and they can't just bulldoze them like that, then KRLY come out just on top. That have gone up against players like Envy, kind of kill.
The question of who buckles first for a lot of these openers. Eve, yeah, sensing no more blood in the water. There's still the stack, so KRLY can rethink their approach, delve more into this A site. Poppin's down to just that one orb. So it might have to be another stack clutch. Now Exter with this judge.
Oh, jeez.
Tough timing. No more tools really for this round in the bank. Exter gonna just try and solo Dolo. No one else walks up to him, right? Oh, he's giving a smoke. Yes, please. I swear to God, he gets another one out of this. That's both Prowlers used on him. Still no one has stepped in to fight him. They're also terrified of the shotgun. And now it's the only thing left. It's his playground, dude. He's still not dead. What? Flashes back in, at least gets one more. God, it takes forever, but they get it done.
And I gotta say, like, of this is coming from the prep that happened after Ascension, understanding the way that Envy like to play, and then looking really into how you can counter them, right? Because if you watched Ascension, you saw that all the North American teams were doing a really good job at punishing all of the other regions, save for one team. And you know what? One of the biggest things was don't give up those individual opportunities to your opponent. And right now, what we're seeing from KRLY is every single time, first of all, they're playing more slowly. They're adapting and kind of anticipating some of this aggression that we're going to be seeing from NV FlyQuest, but they're also making sure when they go in that two people are watching every angle at the same time to make sure that when those hyper-aggressive players are going to be looking for those opportunities, it's either going to be a trade or you've got two people covering it and making sure that you find and secure that kill. And so we are now seeing the timeout come through from NV FlyQuest. Here's an opportunity to really change things up for a moment, you know? Keep your opponent guessing, keep your opponent wondering how you're really approaching this game here. And so I'm curious to see how they want to be continuing to move forwards as we get this next round as KRLY. Like, it really feels like they've got a good read of the other team.
Yeah. NV FlyQuest have been the only team to call a timeout so far. I reckon, you know, now that Joe and Lace understand how much they can talk about in the time that they're given with that, no excuse not to when they're going to have fun with it anyway. That's just how into the game these guys are, you know? And also, I don't know. Maybe some money will help boost that stipend now that you're in VCT. Exter! There you go, bud. Beautiful stuff. Part paranoia, part passion. He gets it done. Stack is there, spike is down, tie no longer inevitable. But Benji has the ulti, so he can grab the spike and once again get a free B site to reset the fight. Eve is early but low, doesn't have a great gun, but Munch is playing cutoff to nothing. Everybody's going through CT.
Oh man, this flood is just gonna flood in right over Benji here, who now spots him out.
Trying to clear the gate crash to make sure there's no misdirection. Paranoia doesn't even smack Eve, but the Cloudburst able to actually keep away the rest of the stack. Benji gets away with a second, and now Munch is back to protect the spike for a little bit longer. Jazzy extends to deal with that quickly, and Benji's already fallen. It's all on Munch in the 1v3, and now that slow orb can get put to use to box Munch out. It will be 4-2 with 3 standing, and NV FlyQuest will maintain posture.
And you made the call out, actually saying that Benji was a player who like really impressed you the last time that we saw the KRLY squad on the tables there. And honestly, yeah, Benji kind of in some of these really uncomfortable scenarios is still able to walk away with so much value, making it so that it was almost a possible round for somehow KRLY to win. But of course, not going to be the case. The NV FlyQuest team are going to continue to fly forwards here, being able to win that one out. Egster now up to 8 out of his 65 kills. Looking a little bit tough right now to be able to hit that 65, but so far Egster 2 has just been doing an excellent job playing off the utility from his teammates, making sure that some of those swings are well coordinated and still just going to be going absolutely nuts on the other team. This Yoru one trick continually impressing everybody.
Remove.
First barrier whipped out by Poppin. Watchdog in B main.
Poison orb emitting.
It's the simple things to at least start him out. Another walk up from Benji. Nice infiltration on the smoke. Could be red though. Yeah, NV FlyQuest are privy to it.
And Jazzy's still watching things all the way in the back with the Nightfall. You know they're going to be flying forward shortly.
Benji's far up. Oh, and Poppin stuck a barrel out. Benji's going to grab him. And just keep on stepping up. Egster, I mentioned Drift is going to confirm him.
Left.
But there's no one to really pile drive it. So instead, KRLY are just going to turn around. But Eve is able to cut off from the tower. And now with that snake bite, he'll sandwich. But Egster immediately turned back onto. It's all on Eve to stop this forward push through the tower. The snake bite will at least force her out for a moment, but NV FlyQuest are fully here to guard against it, and there's no time left. Jazzy, now the cutoff on the tower, and Benji having to walk this whole team down to try to save the game. Into the pit he goes, and Eve will quickly take care of that. So 5-2 now for NV FlyQuest.
Oh, that's such unfortunate timing happening for KRLY there. You can tell Joe getting so much space. Hey, heaven is empty. Come over here. And as soon as the team starts to rotate over and you see the rest of the defenders start to really just clamp down onto them, that's when the kill comes through and Joe goes down in the midst of all of that chaos, and suddenly the safe passage is no longer guaranteed. Eve just doing a great job at really just sealing the nail on the coffin here and allowing the rest of the team to be able to rotate over to make sure that NV FlyQuest close that one out. Now 5-2 and already right back into the action here. Jazzy not able to secure the kill onto Joe.
And continues to walk it down, and Poppin's going to put a stop to that a whole lot earlier. No immediate follow-up available, and now NV FlyQuest might actually push the go button.
Omen killed. My ultimate is ready.
KRLY, a little trap now. Poppin with
One enemy remaining.
Fisto, an impossible scenario now. Showstopper online, but Eve has just been doing such a great job at watching some of these angles. A couple of times now we've seen KRLY try and push into them, and well, Eve is right there, just ready to get the kill, ready to find that value and make it nearly impossible for the rest of the attackers to go in. NV FlyQuest, you see Poppin cracking a smile there finally, sitting back in the chair. Poppin has just been straight bogging this entire time, and finally we're seeing them relax a little bit more, and with how well this has been looking for their team, you can kind of understand why. We're going to be seeing now timeout being called, KRLY be just trying to take a breather here and try and figure out what they can do to try and swing this one back before this map really gets out of their way.
I think it's always worth it to take a breather on attack for split. It's just a very tiresome half to chip away at, especially if the defense starts getting your number. And these opening approaches are starting to work less and less. Thea is becoming more of a consistent threat on the secondary starters. She really hasn't been afraid to just continue walking down. And it's clear that Poppin is really ready to fight on this Sage. Like he's willing to get very active very early. And it forces a lot of these opening attacks to really be questioned, because you don't know how much you're going to be walking into, how much Poppin is going to be committing to playing for the slows in the barrier as opposed to just gunning you down, because he's done both. So tough to establish the speed that you really want to take the rest of this half at. KRLY, it'll probably be an uphill battle regardless of how far we go from here. But back in this toxic screen, still an effective way for KRLY to skirt a lot of the opening damage here, but that TP ulti from Benji is going to get minimal information before the 5-stack attempts their way in. There's the first slow orb to force that second decision. Into ramps we go, and Jazzy's already been very forced out by this showstopper. Mephisto searching, and Poppin is able to pretty easily get away from that. Yeah, he has enough time to get out of that. No damage, or what, like 10?
Train harder.
And he's got space to work. So does Egster. Everyone has the open season, but KRLY can eventually carve away the kills back. Snakebite on top of the pit drop. Is any of this accurate enough to do any cut? No, Joe's just gonna extend and grab another early frag. Tough to pierce from here if you're NV FlyQuest. Might just have to take the L and settle for a 3.
Looks like they will be at least trying to challenge things here.
Got a lot of creds.
3 into the pit.
Which is, yeah, I mean, it's pretty well tucked. You can head back into screens. Jazzy does at least get the double stack into 1, but rest of that is nipped in the bud. So an attempt that is made because they can, of course. But otherwise, I'm pretty content with how KRLY adjusted very quickly on top of that. The pressure they put on the ramps, it did take the showstopper, of course, but they were able to pretty quickly apply that to the A side itself.
Yeah, and so this is what I learned from that round. And I like that you highlight the showstopper, because it's as soon as they're able to take all of this space that we really get to see KRLY get themselves set up and get comfortable, right? Like, it feels like so in to stop them, but I think that really KRLY need to rely on a lot of utility very early on the round in order to get the door open, get the spike down, and then just get themselves set up for the aggression that you can expect from KRLY. They can't rely all the time on having a showstopper to be able to clear out a lot of the space, but they still have a lot of tools to work with to try and open things up without having to put your body on the line.
Jazzy with that first peek, it's not punished effectively by Mephisto. He's still searching for it with the paint shells, but Jazzy is still searching for him too. And another walk up by Benji, another corner cut. That'll get away with here on mid. And all the meanwhile, Joe causing chaos now on the B main entry. Gonna keep 2 steady here. And KRLY is really working every opening this time on the attack. Munch shut down, though, by Poppin on the walk-up. He can quickly rotate up to the ramps. It's got to be 2v1, and the paranoia will force him to the box that can get sprayed. Jazzy just barely not in time to intercept, and the rest of the rotation is succinct. Smoke fades just as the jump in from Egster on the shorty, counteracted by Thea. Benji in the 1v2. Down goes Jazzy on the opening op angle, but Thea, the double back with the TP, and she catches Benji to give NV FlyQuest the round.
It's so fun whenever we go to the cameras on the side of NV FlyQuest, because it feels like both Egster and Poppin are just so quiet, so still, so just, you know, hey, we're here to play Valorant. But then all the FlyQuest players are just having a great time, making all the call-outs, like, let's go, fist bumping, everything, and making it look so much fun. But really, there were a couple of really key moments on this round of just little opportunities slipping away from either team to bring us down to that 1v1. Benji, on the side of KRLY, has been finding so much value thus far. Top of the kill feed for that team. But NV FlyQuest now up to 7. 2 more rounds left in this half here. Once again, they show 0 signs of slowing down. They look as confident as ever. Jazzy's got this operator in hand. Already, we see the doubling up on that B side as well from Thea and Egster. These guys have just everything locked down, waiting for KRLY to make their first move.
There.
Yeah, not worried about this neutral space anymore. Especially since Joe doesn't have those TPs now. Not as much to worry about when it comes to watching your tail. So Eve can fully focus on the problem in front of her.
Oh!
Jazzy, nice pick. Onto Munch. To again prevent that offer, and she ain't done. Just Michaela and Benji left on this eco. And you can take this any way you like, really. Woo! Okay, that's nice.
30 seconds left. Last player
Eve
standing. Spike
still
down
somehow gets the
mid.
kill with the snake bite instead. I really thought they just landed the shots there, but
There we go.
this is one of those brick wall rounds, you know, like you have enough to get a specific bit of momentum
Last
forward, but
round
NV
in the
FlyQuest
half.
didn't initially fight that, so you've already burned, you know,
Yeah.
a big percentage of what little you had comparatively. And yeah, from there you just don't have a whole lot of firepower.
Yeah. And one of the things too, like FlyQuest is really starting to lock in together. And I think the Jazzy Poppin example up in A Heaven really exemplified it. Like you could see Jazzy, while blind, went for the op kill and sure did find it, but if not, Poppin was right there ready to get that trade. And so you know they're starting to look a little bit more dangerous, Eve going in, but Joe ready for that punish. This time KRLY showing no signs of slowing down. Jazzy pops the knives here, but KRLY going to be now making their way up into A Heaven, Poppin just on the other side.
Yeah, ready to meet a lot of this. That combat burst, that's such a great track. Able to find Mephisto in the end of that. Chase down though.
Time to jump.
And again, a little ISO'd after KRLY continues to watch their backs. Joe still having a TP in the bank as well. Again, yeah, far more conservative this time. Leads to far more distance gained, leads to far more confidence. Now the Nightfall on top of the plant, so you have the knives getting tracked already. Jazzy doesn't have any freeways in. Eggster, though, still has the double flash. One pocket dealt with, sees immediately on the entry, and Michaela gets both. Well done, well managed by KRLY, who themselves come up with more value than they bargained for, and it's 4-8 on the half.
Sides.
And KRLY, like, once again, their success was really just in being able to find those opportunities to try and isolate some of the members of NVFlyQuest and be able to find the kills that way. Poppin as well, once again, has just been really impressing me, I think, in the middle of all of this. Michaela, though, anchoring the back of the site, making sure to find that multi-kill and really just shut them down before they even try that retake here to make it that 8-4 half.
Well, it's definitely a tough hill to climb, but it'll be one that they get to do on the defensive side when we come back after a short break. Well, NVFlyQuest members doing what NVFlyQuest members do best, duke it out until there's nothing left on the field one way or the other, and they've come up the right side of it 8 times out of 12 on their defensive side. Marks, KRLY, I mean, we saw their individual capability on the defensive side of their previous map. The question is, are they going to be able to hold it down against the individuality that it's clearly showing from NVFlyQuest at the moment?
It's so crazy, right? Because you look at NVFlyQuest and how a lot of these players are kind of just fragging out of their minds. I mean, Jazzy with the operator consistently finding value with the sniper rifle to be able to shut down so many of those kills. Eggster no longer the top of the leaderboard, so probably not going to be finding those 65 kills, but Poppin as well has just been so aggressive, never really letting up, just so confident in finding those opening kills. Mephisto, though, opening it up with a kill onto Jazzy right off the bat here. So the defense will have a bit of an advantage, but Benji going to be under a lot of pressure. Spotting Poppin it.
Yeah, caught out and taken care of before things get too dicey. Everybody from crew still standing, and even blinded, Eve gets 2. And they're still kicking as well. to guard Thea's plant in the 3v2 post.
Spike planted.
Smoke preventing Monch Orja from heading out. Stay boastful as long as you can. Smoke re-upped. Thea can peek back into the tower. Hopefully
standing.
grabbing only one. No. High-low is there. And so everything left to Eve. Lot to deal with, and yeah, Joe can be the first to prod at that as well. Again, already a couple contingencies you can see in place for this retake game that is probably going to dominate this half.
Yeah, it's man, like the way that Poppin could just walk in onto the site and take so much space. It just like it feels so like honestly, this is how NV FlyQuest are just going to be playing this entire tournament. You know, like the FlyQuest players have really had to do a good job of trying to match NV's energy, and I think that this map is really showing that they're coming into fruition like that. But what I think that really exposes is some of the opportunities that KRLY are really opening up for them. And sure, you know, KRLY, they walk away with the win that round, but I'm a little bit worried because if NV FlyQuest a little bit more coordinated, those gaps could be dangerous.
Jazzy opening with that 2K on the Sheriff, and again, continuing to
Spike planted.
just facilitate. How did they spin so fast? This was just run and gun.
Grenade.
Nice box out. That's first problem gone. Okay, keep it minimal. Yeah, so everything looks like it's nothing.
One enemy remaining. Last player remaining.
Monch! Wow! Again, the switch up to the pistol, dude. She keeps getting away with it.
I am flabbergasted. I'm not gonna lie. Watching that round kind of play out, you're like, yeah, easy NV FlyQuest round. Like you see Jazzy just kind of walk in there, find a couple of kills, open KRLY up completely, and yeah, it all just kind of falls apart there. So excellent job coming through, and you see the pacing really slow down here. As we kind of get down to the very end there, Munch really just taking time, trying to play off, ready to take those duels. And yeah, that's how that one goes. So KRLY, they get 2 in a row now. So NV FlyQuest, only 2 rounds up. As Benji going hunting again, looks away just at the wrong second. So Thea will be able to find that kill. Nice, clean, and easy. Keep in mind, this is just a bonus here for KRLY.
But Thea's been trying to condition that on both sides already, so it's good to see her continuously find connection.
There.
Making that opening noise. Michaela, I mean, they know that she's been choked up on these, so that's a good read just to take care of the easy part.
And yeah, now Spike should be able to go down nice and easy. For KRLY, you should really wait to make sure that you can kind of group things up here. But look at how NV FlyQuest set this up. So many different players, so different layers of information can be gained. But it does open up the opportunity for these 1Vs to kind of swing towards KRLY's favor.
Big investment out the window here. I mean, yeah, Poppin's just gonna stare it down and grab all 3. Woo! Talk about a window. That was the tiniest one that he used to find 3. That was nuts.
I talked about the fact that it's like, yeah, you know, layers of information. Because maybe if the first one goes down, they can find a kill or 2. But then that way it'll alert the other people to know when to swing out and then do it. Or Poppin will just hang out and use a rifle and just wait for them to just kind of fly in and find 3 kills nice and easy. Once again, not even breaking a smile there, just so dialed in. But Poppin has just been on fire this map. As NV FlyQuest now get their way up to 9 rounds. Gonna be seeing Joe buy an operator on the side of KRLY, try and reinforce the defense just a little bit more. Really hold down that B site, but NV FlyQuest really interested in it.
Looks like KRLY trying to play, again, very preventative, very early. Michaela yet again stuck up so close, and Jazzy caught by the C's this time. And that's going to be a lot more effective. You have no way in, and you can just spray it down. Everybody getting in on it. And KRLY make mincemeat of that round.
Like it
So
feels
much of
like
these
they
just, it's just like it's like mulch, dude. It like falls apart the second you put your hands in it.
they're just running on like pure instinct. Like I'm pretty sure we saw there multiple players not letting go of left mouse button, but just hearing something happening over here, swinging their crosshair over and being able to find. Kind of coming, you find those small gaps, those small opportunities in Envy FlyQuest before they're able to get the pounce on you, and you just have to stick it. You have to play their game in order to make sure that you punish them when they try and take advantage of some of that spacing. So an excellent defensive round for KRLY as Joe gets the hold onto that operator, this time swapping it around, watching up top on A. As the Prowler should get a little bit of information outside, but Envy FlyQuest spread themselves out and play a little bit more chill this time.
For you.
Little baby steps.
Oh! Collat.
Okay.
Good momentum shift, though.
Popping his bite. I mean, there's nothing to enter with.
Ready.
Yep.
Spike down. B. One
Care for
enemy
that.
remaining.
Oh, he still uses it. Yeah, why not? Wow. We are clip farming this
30
round.
seconds left.
Find a cool way to kill Thea. Ah, okay.
There we go. Thank you.
Phew, I gotta see that collide again, dude. Was that just a step out or did he flash himself?
I'm 99% sure it was just a step out here. And once
Wouldn't
again, like,
surprise me.
when you look at the pace that we see NV FlyQuest trying to plays forwards with, right? Like, it's like, okay, hey, we need to take space over here. We're taking space over here. Like, there's not like a, okay, hey, make sure to check this corner, make sure to go over there. It's literally just a, and go. And so you're going to have those opportunities where the more patient KRLY can find a collat like that, right? Or you kind of fly through and then they're just holding down an angle and they're able to make that one work. Joe again, finding Yazzie right off the rip here. So Michaela finds Egg.
Yeah, the clone is well taken. Joe, wow, Joe is just stepping out for free. Just over and over again there. Michaela farming some assists there as well. I mean, she's been very consistently able to just toss the season on top of the entry, and there's not too much you can really do about it. But the fact that Joe has had as much freedom as he has with the operator, even without that, a little terrifying this late into the game. He feels like he can kind of have a lot of agency on either side of this opening, and you got to openers on the 1-4s now.
And now we're seeing NV Fly. Opportunities. Whereas when we've seen Joe's play style, it's a lot more patient, a lot more wait for you to push into me, and then I'm going to be able to just pop around the corner, find a nice easy kill. Everything is going to be nice and clean and fun, and the operator going to pop. And that's exactly how that one kind of plays out here, especially now that we're seeing that swap back onto the defense this time. The operator has just found tremendous value in Joe's hands. And so I'm excited to continue to see what Joe can kind of do in making sure that these rounds kind of go.
I mean, I would love to see to give credit to NV FlyQuest where credit is due. It doesn't seem like there's too much of a disconnect from how they were playing in the first place. It still seems like they want to meet stack for stack. They want to try and drain the tank and then just duke it out like a bare knuckle brawl on these sites. After you've kind of burned the clock a little bit or maybe scared the off angle away. because a lot of the fights that NV FlyQuest have ended up winning have been due to reduction first and then destruction. You take care of one angle that is not being managed by Joe, that is either smoked away, or you throw an orb or a seize at it in advance. Or even on, I mean, the earlier pressure we saw on a Michaela too, that was, I think, a big part of what was making this attack side tick. You were able to just toss a snake bite or a paint shell in there and deal with that so quick. But now it seems like there's too much of a through line to this Fade util where everything else has everything else has a backup. Same system that you see with the more strung together split defenses from teams that have had more than 3-4 days of prep. So I'm happy to see the lineups that are getting set up here by KRLY to restabilize. That being said, yeah, I mean, if NV FlyQuest can keep reducing it to fights, then they're going to keep winning the fights. That's what they do. Well, we'll have to take a quick moment here as this tech pause looks to be extending a little bit beyond what could be the app session that we are so desperately trying to hold on to. I know you guys just want to hear us keep on talking about this. But we'll send to a quick break. When we come back, more action between these two teams.
I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see.
We got to the point where we could control the laws of nature as electronics.
Hello, everyone. A little update for you all. There is some game issues that are extending, so we are looking at taking a little break right now. Perfect opportunity. You've been holding off on making dinner, folding that laundry, queuing up a Swift play. You have a chance to go do that now. We'll be back with the Spotlight Series Americas as soon as we can. Thank you for your patience.
We need to go our ways. Don't you see the mess you made? Yeah, I'ma hit the road, babe. Yeah, I'ma hit the road, babe. I think we need to go our ways. Don't you see the mess you made? Yeah, I'ma hit the road, babe. Yeah, I'ma hit the road, babe. I think we need to go our ways. Don't you see the mess you made? Yeah, I'ma hit the road, babe. Yeah, I'ma hit the road, babe. Don't you see the mess you made? Yeah, I'ma hit the road, babe. Yeah, I'ma hit the road, babe. I think we need to go our ways. Don't you see the mess you made? Yeah, I'ma hit the road, babe. Yeah, I'ma hit the road, babe. I think we need to go our ways. Don't you see the mess you made?
30 seconds left. Last player standing.
We're in, y'all. We made it back. We figured it all out. The players are ready. We're going to finish out this 4th of 6 maps in the group stage. Where we last left off, this split was looking a little tough to conquer back, but NVFlyQuest have started facilitating a couple of the fights that they know and love quite well. KRLY still got to do a little bit more gate crashing, and Joe is, of course, the one that we will be watching for that more than anything. Marks, I mean, all 4 of these teams have shown that they're definitely starting to get locked in this group stage. Obviously, you know, everybody's going to be able to play tomorrow. This is purely for that semi-seeding, but even so, it's been fun watching everybody get their hands dirty.
100%. And yeah, right back into the swing of things. We're tied up here 9-9. We got to see NVFlyQuest really take off in the first half. But ever since swapping around, it's been a completely different story. KRLY on the defense, strung together quite a few rounds in a row. And yeah, Joe has been the player that we kind of want to keep our eye on, as it's absolute chaos. But Jazzy and Exter are now down.
Yeah, good start to make sure that this TP ulti doesn't leave too much of an impact. It's already been pretty much detected. Paranoia has to get thrown in before the fight can be fully crunched, and Michaela's able to meet it. Enough resources to carry out the rest of it. Another early fight that precedes a pretty simplified mid-round that KRLY is kind of able to just stick around for.
Yeah, and honestly, like, before we went to our extended intermission there, one of the things that we were kind of noticing was NVFlyQuest, how they've been kind of playing these last couple of rounds has been very fast and furious. You know, like Vin Diesel would have been impressed with the speed that we kind of see these players just kind of swing in the corners, trying to find those angles, trying to find those timings. And on the flip side, what we've seen from KRLY is just patience, understanding that this aggression is going to be kind of coming through, relying on some of these more trickier angles, just slow things down, wait for them to just kind of push in a little bit more here. And that's why things have completely swapped around to KRLY's favor. And once again, what was seeming like a very dominant map from NVFlyQuest is very quickly falling apart.
Joe stepping in front of that screen with the op and still able to get out scot-free and ready for Extra's TP as well. Yeah, he hears that from a mile away.
Boy.
Third on to Poppin as well, and he's gonna keep stepping this in. Have the next target as Thea is distracted, and now Joe is hungry for that ace. Thea desperate to give that kill to anybody else at this stage, but go down swinging. No, you're handing it over. The second ace of the Spotlight series, and it's handed to Joe Zera.
And like, it's so funny watching the rest of the squad like, don't worry, Joe, we got you. And they just straight walk it. Like they're a bunch of Yoru clones just running forward, making sure that Joe's able to find that kill. But once again, like, on the offense, it really felt like Joe was a lot more quieter, right? Like, was playing a lot more disciplined, but really the person who was really opening things up or attempting to open things up was Mephisto for this KRLY Lions squad. But this time around, once again, the operator in hand, Joe playing this Yoru. Yeah, we had to watch the double replay on that one just to kind of add insult to injury, but has just been so sharp with that sniper rifle. And it really doesn't feel like NV FlyQuest have an answer there, which once again could be a result of a lot of initiator utility on their side.
This is a good cavalcade of timing from Extra in the TP as well as the entry, but Monj on that snake bite completely polices things, and Extra has to work double duty to refine this site. Take it to a quick 2v2 after all is said and destroyed. Joe still on this high with that operator. First tap on the spike to goad Michaela forward. If anything, it's more preferable position for them. The C's to counteract, but Extra is ready for it. The immediate jump out of the dimensional drift catches one, but not the other. It was close, but it is still NV FlyQuest's way.
And that time around, like we see Jazzy and Eggy going down so early in the previous round, and then this time it's up to them at the very end there. And yeah, I mean, Joe kind of pulling out a page from Exeter's book and just kind of sending the dimensional drift in and trying to get out of it just at the right time to kind of use that shorty. But Jazzy watching the crossfire there. So a good adaptation coming in from NV FlyQuest to really just stabilize themselves a little bit more as they're now only trailing by 1. And yeah, let's see how this one goes. Joe's still holding things down on that B side, watching that super long angle as NV FlyQuest take a different approach this time. A lot more patient, a lot more just playing the map before they inevitably move in onto this A site. Michaela going to be the person they will be running into, and been really impressed with how Michaela's been playing so far.
Ready for this pressure. Not as choked up as before. Flash in early on top of the decoy, and that'll be the passage for NVFQ. Taking the long road here, Poppin, making sure that barrier's set up. Yeah, tucking in the Viper's pit that's set up on top of it. This is a good fortress to set up to turn this to a tie game. It's Thea on this choke. Paranoia at the ready. KRLY Lion ready to condense. Wow, you can throw at this. Yeah, Monch is ready with this snake bite. Nightfall preemptively onto the site to force Thea to take the oneer. She's gonna sacrifice that angle in order to get out, but Benji just giving the opener onto Extra as he steps out of the screens. Now, it's the rest of that pit you gotta deal with, and fast. 4 huddled up inside. That shotgun could do damage, if not for the spray through. 1 for 1 so far. And there's just too much real estate to deal with. KRLY Lion. It looks like they'll have to turn tail, and indeed, yeah, just playing for the raw exits, and they'll only get 1 of those. Make a wish, Marks. The closest game we've had yet so far this group stage.
I was gonna say, like, based on the previous performances for the last maps, I really did think that the NV FlyQuest KRLY Lion matchup was gonna be a really interesting one. Obviously, both of these 2 teams, like, you know, pulling Challengers members, of course, NV being the team that is going to get the VCT spot, but as well, like, seeing FlyQuest as well as Crew Blaze come into this. Crew Blaze looking so fantastic, and then FlyQuest falling a little bit behind, but there definitely were signs to show that everything was going to be good. But you know what? Let's see how this goes. A very pivotal round. Listening in now to KRLY Lion.
Me acaba de avanzar. Tiene gap. Sí, lo bajo ya. ¿Me puedes dejar así? Si esa ronda tiene gap, yo me puedo quedar aquí toda la ronda. La pared de Viper tiene gap.
No hay nada medio. Están full friseados en el mapa, Me voy a juntar para la.
TP de Yoru medio.
Ok. Debe ser un fake.
Me contacté al B, conchito, me asusté. La misma vez.
No, que pero cuidado B ahora.
¿Puedo retomar el B?
Abrió.
Se va, quedó.
Solo la jet, cabrón, solo la jet.
Voy a repushear esto. Nada, ves, párala.
Dos más pasó la Sage. Ya entrana.
¿Cantando?
Spike planted.
Tiene OP.
Vamos por CT. Bueno, si tienes sock, vas a soquear Nate Elbow y... Con Nate primero, Nate sock. Nate sock Elbow, ¿listo? 3, 2, 1 y nos abrimos main.
Tenemos
Dos
dinero
derecha,
para la otra.
3, 2, 1.
¿Él?
Heaven 1, Heaven de OP.
Heaven y default.
One enemy remaining.
Default, abríanse. NT.
No te venga.
Bueno, me pisto, ándate para la.
¿Pala?
Pressure mounted there by NVFlyQuest. You notice how the comms are spread throughout KRLY. Obviously, neither of us understand Spanish, but it's clear that so much responsibility has been placed on Monch for understanding the positions as a whole for the other side. And it seems like Mephisto has been dragging a lot of the fight comms for the most part. So a lot of distribution of responsibility between these team members. And it seems to be playing into a good conservative play style that allows for that step-by-step stop-go that works on split so consistently. But NVFlyQuest had a lot of different opportunities that they took in order to just get that extra inch of ground. And they took it very well with the fights.
Yeah, and honestly, like, watching that last round, right? Like you said, none of us speak Spanish here, and just watching the minimap to kind of see how they were communicating and honestly, like, how they were trying to take their timings together. You could tell as soon as the call was made, as Jazzy found a kill so early in the round, and then suddenly, like, you see a couple of members of crew moving over to kind of mitigate all of that type of stuff, you can see that a lot of that foundational cooperation is starting to work. Where that round started to fall apart for NVFlyQuest, or sorry, KRLY was specifically Jazzykins, just with the operator, able to just kind of thread the needle in between all of the positioning there and find a couple of very instrumental kills with the operator in hand. It really made KRLY have to kind of double guess themselves as to where the positioning of all the players were, which just made it near impossible for them to properly execute their retake onto that site. So a good job from NVFlyQuest, finding us now at map point. Just need one more to win out this series, but KRLY definitely not quite done yet.
Seems like they want Ev to be the coattail that KRLY tries to drag this round. And Jazzy with this conditioned op presence. They dare to peek. They sure do, Mephisto. Bye-bye. And with this shorty in hand, she's just as lethal close up in this next 1v. Surely NVFlyQuest know that someone else is going to try and pile onto this, so they go for a trap setup, right? Surely.
Benji actually making the right decision. Backing out here, just re-smoke it. Doesn't try any aggression, but he's gonna have to weather the storm.
You're still gonna get overwhelmed, and there's no one else here. Jazzy gets the kill so quick, too. Masterclass consecutive rounds from her on this B opening. Really solid stuff.
Nice and easy here. Not a lot of utility available. Michaela's used a lot of that. So this retake's gonna be tough.
Well, Michaela's gun ain't out, but they can still nip most of the threat away. Joe does have 2 flashes, so this has just gotta be timing. They've been pretty good at it so far, but Joe can't exactly orchestrate as well because he's still got that operator he's holding on to.
One enemy remaining.
Pop and catches Munch, and now you can swarm. NVFlyQuest will even the score on both sides of the table. It's 13-11 split and our ticket out of map number 4.
Yeah, you know, for a second there, it was looking a little bit tense there for NVFlyQuest. They had such a strong start, like I said. And then, yeah, let's go there. But KRLY, they were really starting to pull it back. They had a couple of opportunities thanks to those timeouts to really start to counter the style that was going through there. But it comes down to the individual plays coming through from NVFlyQuest, and it looked so damn good. I'm so glad as well that we got treated to the Jazzykins Jet showcase just at the end there. So long ago, we got to see Jazzy playing those duelists, and we could really see a lot of that kind of like momentum, a lot of that confidence really starting to come back there. And so NVFlyQuest, they close it out. It was a really good effort from KRLY pulling things back, but unfortunately, it's not going to be enough to win out the series against NVFlyQuest.
I gotta shout out that battle sage from Poppin'. It was like a relatively chill one. Look at him like mogging right now.
That's a classic Poppin'.
This is
man.
great. I love this. And Exter's not the one mogging. That's crazy.